Hi everybody, welcome to Facebook Live with Serenity and Sobriety with Doug and Bridget. And we just want to let you know when we mention sobriety, it means a soundness of mind, a peacefulness from all addictions, not just drinking. And there's a vast amount of different topics of addictions that are bottomless. So just hang in there with us, and this is basically a thing of us with inner reflection. And this week's topic is inner reflection. We've been guided to do that this week, and we do this every single week at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We pick a topic, and it's open for discussion. Also, we answer questions and do readings or counseling. If you put your questions in the comments below, we're on Instagram and on Facebook Live. So welcome. I do want to share with you on May 6th is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. That's
actually,
a one day.
First it was like birthday, then it's birthday week, now it's birthday month.
Good, huh? So just that is the one day where it is all about me. Right, Doug?
Well, yes.
Actually, not to that extreme, but it's a celebration, and I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm really excited about that, and being grateful to be living on this planet. So you can also follow us on Facebook on How to Get Your Life Back, and if you want to follow us there, click like. You will get all of our updates. Also on Sober Lightworkers on Facebook, where Doug and I have a page where we bring topics and tools for recovery of people practicing the path of recovery. And when we say practicing, that's progress, not perfection. And also follow me on Instagram under Bridget Parvin. And I do have an upcoming book with Doreen Virtue called How to Get Your Life Back. It will be published by Hay House in 2018. And right now I'm in the rewrite stage, and it's getting edited and all of that fun good stuff, and I will keep you updated on that as that moves along. And we're closer now than we've ever been before, and I just right? I thank you all for the love and support. We thank you all for the love and support. So when you think about inner reflection, what are some of the things that come to you? What come to mind is the question that gets asked often. And so one of the things that I've learned with inner reflection, and before I knew how to do it, I needed to learn and pick up the tools on how to learn how to move forward with it. So it's a careful thought and contemplation about my own behavior. So where I get to check in and see, where am I being loving, where am I being kind, where am I not practicing these things? And you don't know these kind of things until you know. And if we know better, we will do better. So it's a path of developing these skills by practicing and knowing and being of integrity. So it's just like Socrates would say, know thyself. It's to know thyself. So the best method to resolve inner conflict is to gain clarity. Amazingly, so clarity means insight, and clarity is, no pun intended, is insight with that inner reflection, and that is one of the, spiritually, it is one of the gifts of one of the four clairs. So using that inner reflection is very vital for our own well-being. And oftentimes what we do is New Year's comes along, and it'll be a new year. We just had 2017. People will say, oh, I'm going to have new beginnings, wipe the slate clean, leave everything behind that's 2016, which is fabulous. And it is a very good time for review for the year and to move and leave behind the last year and move forward into the next. I just want to state that I have learned through mentors, through people who I work with regularly, and that can be done, that inner reflection done on a daily basis in that 24 hours upon morning and upon awakening, and also when you retire at night, do a review of your day, of how your day went. So that self-reflection is wisdom. It's divine wisdom. It is your beautiful higher self, your soul, and it's working with God and just working and blending cohesively all of that stuff for your optimal soul growth. So I'm here to tell you that we don't need a crisis to do self-reflection, although it's very common, and I've done them myself. It is needed. We depend upon that. Yet we can also practice it daily. And so the tools to practice that daily are meditating, journaling, praying, pausing, taking a deep breath in, pausing, counting to 10, responding versus reacting. That was one that took me quite a while back ago. Practice, and that's progress, not perfection. And in that, so that daily reflection, and then the beautiful thing is of checking for the different areas where I can grow. I don't really want to say where I fall short, because then I will look in that kind of grows. I will say where I could practice the growth process, and that would be checking where I'm selfish, self-centered, dishonest, checking and seeing if I owe an amends to somebody from any behavior that was out of sort. And also I could ask myself if an amends isn't owed, but I feel uncomfortable because it just feels icky, I can ask myself, do I need to go and clear the air? Because I would like to have this resolved in a peaceful manner versus hanging on to some unknowingness, which I am okay with unknowingness, yet if I do owe something where my behavior has caused great harm, I do want to check myself before I wreck myself. And so, no matter how cheesy that may seem, it's, hey, when in doubt, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that's what I love doing this work. It's not always easy.
Have fun with it.
Have fun with it. And I always say, I like to kind of watch it because it takes humility and being humble to go make an amends. And so we want to always practice the path of peace, and how we do that is by even doing little things, little thoughts, little prayers. God, go before me, even at home, putting the hand on the door, or at work for your work day, and putting your hand on the door and asking for God to go before you, and filling up the room with His presence, and also with a gazillion angels. And just, we have this assortment of this beautiful heavenly divine team that will help us every step of the way. We're not navigating through this earth plane alone, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be here for optimal soul growth and to be present and to be of the light. And believe me, it's easier said than done, and I have done a lot of work and continue doing a lot of work to make sure that I'm walking this path. And I do have somebody that I check in regularly, and she'll call me out on this stuff when I'm feeling like I'm doing okay, and I may not be doing okay. She can see the truth. And I know that she's also connected to her source. And she prays and meditates daily. And she has a mentor that she's accountable to. So it's much better than kind of dangling out there on our own. And, find your tribe. Find your community that practices spiritual practices, whether it be a church, whether it be temples, synagogues, yoga studios, meetup groups, any beautiful gatherings of people who are like-minded.
12-step groups.
12-step groups. Big time. All sorts of 12-step groups. It's where, oftentimes people will say, Bridget, I want to do what you're doing. I want what you have. I remember clearly I had an appointment one time, and it was interesting because she had seen our YouTubes and lived in another state, and she flat out said, I want what you have. I want to work with angels. I want to work with, that realm. And we started getting to know each other during the haircut. And as it went on, I was like, well, if you want to really know, not only has that helped me on the path, but practicing the path of sobriety is what I've done, and that is what I found in the rooms, and that doesn't change. I mean, that is first and foremost, that is my solid foundation. So for me, there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. And in that, I would like to turn the rest over to Doug to see upon what I mentioned earlier. I want to say hi to everybody. I love you all, and thanks for being here, and I'll get back on this as soon as Doug gets to share his nuggets on whatever is brought up.
What I've inner reflected on. Now, you mentioned humility, and that's very key because, when I was out there drinking and using, it was humiliation.
Yes,
and
there is a
humility
difference.
is coming back and honestly looking at that with the willingness to want to change that behavior. And then I use drinking as the example. It could be, and you just fill in the blank, basically. Then wanting to change behavior, and by looking at it, that brings the humility. It's like, this has got to stop. I want this to stop. I want this to change. Those are prayers. Please help me. What's wrong, God? What's wrong with me? Those are all prayers, and it's like calling out. And I think some of those are the loudest prayers. But it's the action followed behind it, and part of it is that inner reflection. Meditation, of course, key. But it's also, I like the one in the evening. You lay your head on the pillow, and I know some people talk about, especially new in recovery and sobriety, or it's like you lay your head down and everything gets quiet, but the mind gets loud. And it's like, well, do a reflection of the day. Run through. It's like, okay, was I helpful? Was I caring? Was I loving? Could I have done a little better? Don't do it. It's not all in red ink. It's it's like, where did I do good things? Where did things happen right and worked out well? And then there's areas where I could have maybe done a little better. I could have approached that a little different. And it's giving yourself, because I know for me some of that inner reflection was just negative stuff, and it was just really heavy and heavy. And so by giving yourself grace, God's given us grace. Let's just use it and accept it, and take it in. And by doing that reflection, it's like, okay, yeah, this area I could have done a little better. Maybe I could have paused, like she said, paused a little more. It's progress. It's like in that moment, it's like, huh, it's like just stop. And then come back, and then sometimes either take a break, or you can just that little in between. It's like there's a guy that he says, get in between these, and it's like, get into that moment and just be able to pause and check in with God. I remember I was learning this, learning these tools and this process, and it's progress, not perfection, and everything. And I worked in construction, and was on the job site, and I was really upset with one of the guys. I was a foreman, and I was really upset with one of the guys, and I'm trying not to harm people anymore. And doing this reflection and trying to do these tools, and this guy was being a reflection of myself. He was getting under my skin, and it's just me not being able to control. It's always us. It's never them. But I was angry. I mean, I was just straight out angry, and Razzie wants to come and visit. And so I just knew just to put space away from, put space in between us, between me and him, so I didn't harm him in any way. And maybe there might have been a little silence that he may have felt, but that's better than the other. And so I finally, anyway, I had my sponsor, my mentor's phone number. And it was before we had the new phones were new, and I didn't necessarily have the auto dial. I didn't have the number put in, and I was so angry, I couldn't remember his phone number, and so I just stayed away from this guy at work, and finally was able to calm down enough to remember his phone number. You know, have people in your support group that, you know, that support you and know that you're wanting to change your behaviors, and, you know, that'll help you, give you that little boost that you need. Mm-hmm. So I finally remember his phone number. I give him a call, and, you know, and I just said, this guy's driving, you know, blah, 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 you know, giving him that, and he says, have you said the Serenity prayer? And it's like, I can't even remember the freaking Serenity prayer. And, you know, I was just so mad. And it's like, and he said it with me. He said, God. And I just got chills. As soon as he said the word God, it just went away. Because in that mindset that I was in, there was no God. I mean, there is, but I was separating from it, separating from my God. And it was, as soon as he said that word, I just felt it in my body. It's just like, oh, okay. I mean, God was obviously working because I wasn't being negative to this other person, and, you know, I'd learned that much, and so when he said the word God, and then we said the Serenity prayer, you know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can myself, and the wisdom to know the difference. I can't change him.
Right.
And so I can change my behavior. I can't change anybody else's behavior. I can't make anybody stop drinking. I'm just, God's the one that can do that. And so my job is to do that in a reflection and see where I'm peaceful inside. You know, is this, you know, in inner turmoil? And those are areas that I need to look at and bring up into the light and say, you know, okay, maybe, you know, it's like the thing even with the driving, you know, somebody cuts you off in the thing. And some days you can say, well, maybe his wife or his grandmother or somebody's in the hospital and they need to get there in a hurry, and they're in a hurry. Other days it's like, you know, you want to beat the horn and, you know, all the other, you know, luckily we're not all, you know, on doing that on the same day. And that's where, you know, being able to have somebody to bounce things off of and do. That's like with these groups and whatnot. But the inner reflection is, you know, like she mentioned too, it's like, when it's like the low, dark night of the soul, we're doing that inner reflection. We're reviewing our life. I'm reviewing. It's like, oh my God, you know, oh my God, this has just got to stop. I'm miserable. You know, when I was drinking, it's like the alcohol quit working for me. I quit. I couldn't die anymore, and it was just those moments. It's like, oh my gosh. And it's that cry for help and that asking. That's you're doing a review. I mean, we're doing review, and it's like you hit those spots, and you know, alcohol. It could be shopping. It could be, you know, finances. It could whatever. If it just fill in the blank, it's like, you know. So the thing about it is, if we do this on a daily basis, it doesn't have to get so big and heavy. Right. You know, it's like, yeah, that's, you know, it can be heavy, but it's not like, you know, it's like, you know, it's just. And a lot of it, if you're in recovery or you're, you know, doing this deal, doing life, you know, it can get really heavy. I keep repeating, that's that insanity. You're doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, you know, and coming at it. It's like, let's just totally look at it, take the wisdom and the nuggets of truth out of it, and discard, you know, and discard the rest, and move forward. And then as we're moving forward, it's like this guy at work, the progress was I didn't say anything negative to him, you know. Yeah, there was silence, and I, you know, kept away from him, and that was new behavior for me. But I didn't need to go in and clean anything out. I didn't need to make an amend to him. You know, I didn't need to make that amend to him because I didn't harm him in those kind of ways. And have fun, you know, have fun with it again.
Yes.
And there's another real quick story. And I was I'd gone to a meeting, and I was coming home. Mr. Spiritual, I think I might have shared this on earlier in one of the other videos. Mr. Spiritual got into the meeting, and I'm feeling really good. And I'm driving home. It's late at night, and this car comes. I can see it's a two-lane street. You know, just one lane each way, and it's out. You know, we live out in the country kind of, and it's dark and everything, and I'm driving, I'm happy, and I just did had a meeting and all this kind of stuff, and And all of a sudden, in the back of the rearview mirror, I see these lights, and they're coming up on me really fast. And my old behavior, and when I say old behavior, that's because I did it in the past. If I say old behavior and I did it again, that's current behavior.
Yes.
Just want to clear that up. So it's not old behavior, it's present day, you just did it just now. So my old behavior was to, when a car comes up on me like that, I would slam on the brakes. And it's like I'm getting like this, and it's like, okay, don't do that, because that's old behavior. But do something different. Try to do something different. And I'm like, okay, and so instead of slamming on the brake, I slammed on. I hit the gas, and I took off to get in front of him. And I don't think, oh my gosh, I did something new. I did something different, which is wonderful. And then I'm patting myself on the back for what a good job I've done. Oh my goodness, this stuff's working. And then the quiet voice comes through and says, one day you'll just pull over and let them pass. And it's like, okay, so I still got room for improvement. There's still room to grow. But I'm making changes in my life, and I'm getting that peace and serenity in my life. And I could pray for the person who is in that hurry. And those are on good days. But by doing this inner reflection and all the things Bridget mentioned, the praying, the meditating, the breathing, I do sound healing, we do sound healing, just humming.
Right.
You get in line, and somebody, it's one of those days, and it's a 10-item line, and you're counting to see if they've got 11 items in the basket. And, it's like, you can do it quieter, but you can feel your body resonate, and there's a bunch of science behind it, and, it releases the endorphins, and it grounds you in the present moment. So just little tricks and tips. Another trick and tip I have for that is I'll wear bracelets. In the construction, I would wear the WWJD. What would Jesus do? And I would do that because, my arms are out here, as you can see when I'm talking. My arms are out here, and if I have a reminder out here, what would Jesus do? It's like, oh, okay. It's like, come back into self, be quiet, don't harm. But also speak your truth with love.
Yes.
Don't.
Yes. That's vital.
It's
vital.
Extremely vital. Mm-hmm. And I always share about the misunderstanding with in talking about Jesus with the turning the other cheek. And back in those days, when the guy struck Jesus, he struck him with the back of his hand, which means that you're beneath me, you're lower than me. And actually, when Jesus said, turn the other cheek, what he was actually doing it was kind of a challenge. Well, it was a challenge, because for the guy to hit him again, he would have to hit him open palmed, and that means that I'm unequal to you. So it's more of a challenge or a dare. So it's like, you don't have to be, what am I looking for? The doormat. Speak your truth, do the best you can, give yourself credit. If you do, you can make amends. We have these tools to come back and clean up that stuff. That nighttime review, if it's like, okay, maybe there's an amend I could do. And do it quick, maybe tomorrow, and quick in, again, it's good to have somebody to run those things by. So,
right.
We just had the sound click in here, so to run those by, because you can maybe do more harm by jumping into something.
Depending where the other person's coming from.
Yeah,
if you're finally standing up for yourself with a solid boundary, then yay for you.
Yeah.
And so you don't want anybody to twist that, especially if they have the tendencies to be a narcissist or abusive in a situation. And that's what I wanted to bring up also is with that inner reflection. Abuse comes in many forms. It's verbal, mental, physically, and so be aware of these different things of, some people say, well, he always yells at me or she always yells at me, so I have to yell back. We're just kind of like that. Well, I learned that sarcasm means basically a tearing of the flesh. I would not want to do anything to cause harm to somebody nowadays with, keeping score, getting even with anyone. So I need to make sure that my words are coming from love. Now, there's also the thing of if you're speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes, it may not feel like it's coming from love. Yet, if you're loving yourself enough to make a change and to stop it, then by all means, I'm right by your side, giving you the kudos, go, keep on going for that. Yeah. So that's basically it for the topic part of it. Now we'll open it up to any questions, any prayer requests, and also anybody who would like a reading. So we're on Instagram and we're on Facebook. So we'll flip back and forth. So thank you for being here, you guys. And
yeah, the thing that was another thing that was that sarcasm. That one's a big. I thought
huge.
When I was using it, I thought quick-witted or funny, but it's generally funny or quick-witted at the expense of another person, and it wasn't funny for me anymore when I got sober, and I am not wanting to harm people anymore, and it comes from the Greek word sarkazo, which means the tearing of flesh, and it's like I learned that it's like that's what I'm harming others by doing it, and the thing is, like, when people do it to me, I would check check myself before you wreck yourself. Before I have to, if somebody's sarcastic to me, I have to, like that interaction, like you just mentioned. But if somebody was sarcastic to me, it felt yucky. It didn't feel good, and so it's like, well, if I don't like it, why would it feel good to somebody else?
Okay. Right. So here I am on this page over here, and I see Cheryl Moody. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. May I have a card, please? Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to draw from this card deck, Messages from Your Angels, Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. Okay, so in this, Cheryl, what I'm getting is coming up with relationship. And in that, first and foremost, that relationship is bringing yourself that great love that you so deserve. And you're being covered right now in this knowingness of situations are happening. And so you're being called forth to even give yourself that love first and foremost, so you can be able to share it with others. And that's a beautiful spot to be. It's an opportunity equally where both of you are walking shoulder to shoulder. This is what you're bringing to the table when you give yourself that love first. And then you're able to not look in at another person to gain that for yourself. And so this is really beautiful. And in this, you're being asked right now to retreat. There's something where they're showing that you've been on, the switch has been on, you've been kind of go, 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 go. So it's really important that you get outdoors near some fresh water, out in nature, by some trees, just for some inward reflection, just like our topic this week. And it's just look for the gifts. Look for the gifts and the nuggets of wisdom that will be coming to you from doing that. So in this, the hands are upward of receiving the gifts in that beautiful knowingness. And trust the process that you're exactly right where you're supposed to be right now. And so in this, everything is at your fingertips. You've already done a great deal of work. I'm seeing that mountains have basically been moved. In this, knowing it's time to embrace and enjoy and be in gratitude and grateful for what you have. And as you do so, then more will be flowing your way. And even no matter how simple it may seem, be grateful in all things, and in all things give thanks is what's coming through. So really glad that you're here, and thank you, Cheryl. Okay, and who do you have next?
It's Mary Frances.
Okay.
Anastasia, reading today.
And what card deck would you like?
Well, first, Archangel Gabriel.
Hi, Instagram.
Oh, you got some over here on Instagram?
We do.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, Mary Frances. Powerful name.
I love the name. Mary Frances Anastasia.
Yeah.
It's like solid, rock solid there.
Okay, so the first card we have is birth. And it says new life such as a baby, an idea, happy news, or an exciting project blossoms within and around you. And so I'm getting more so that it's just coming through Easter and the rebirth and everything. It's that there's really good news coming your way. If you haven't already, I think it's coming to you within the next week or two. But really new and exciting news. And it's going to set you on another, you've already set some things in motion, but this is going to be good news to kind of help refuel and re-inspire that to move in that direction. And then the second card says keep going. Perfect. It says use the energy of any disappointments to fuel your creative projects with authentic emotion. And there you go. So here it is. Getting that message, you're going to get that little bit of, it says here, fuel your creative project. And so here it is. Again, and I'm getting with the younger people, more teenage-ish kind of project, it sounds like. And fueling that creative project because of your experiences and what you've gone through, and you're going to be able to share that with the youth that are coming in, and helping them navigate through the situations that need to, they need support with, because they may not be getting it from some other influences or something. And so you'll be a good role model, is what. But just keep it up. Sometimes it's like it doesn't seem like it's happening fast enough, or moving forward fast enough. But just stay. Next card is stay true to yourself. And so don't compromise or water down your ideas. Listen to, trust, and follow your inner voice. And here again, you know the answers. It's all inside of you. And it's just taking that time to listen to, and then trust is the big one. It's like trust your inner guidance. Trust that you know. And sometimes it's like, well, that it says don't compromise or water down your ideas. And it's like, well, don't compromise. It's like there's a saying that says the good is the enemy of the best. And it's like, well, this is good, but it's like, well, just wait, have patience, keep going, and wait for that. There's some more information that's going to be coming to you. And so just stay true to your beliefs, stay true to yourself, and great things will come about. But just have patience with yourself. In the meantime, taking care of yourself, so you can be that clear. So you can listen, so you can hear, listen to, and then here it is. Listen, I gotta say it again. Listen to, trust, and follow your inner voice. That's that quiet voice, and have that time to reflect, that inner reflection. In the evenings, it's like just doing that inner, checking, see where, is I selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Seeing if there's anything in there. Is there an amend that needs to be made? Just doing that, and that's that steady progress. So hope that helps, Mary Frances, and thank you for joining us.
Yes. So now I'm going to move over to Instagram, and we have Betty. I have Betty Winslow right here. I'm going to draw the Angel Therapy deck. Welcome, Instagram friends, too. So good to see you all. And also we have the Lamina from Sweden, and we had Janine, hi Janine, and Flora Alexandria. And so with Betty Winslow here, I'm going to pick 3 cards for you.
And Miss Janine, the reporter.
Okay, so I'm sticking those right here. And so right here, Betty, I have Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael's working very closely with this situation and protecting and guiding you. So whatever it is that's weighing on your heart right now, Archangel Michael really wants to be your right-hand man. Okay, and in this, know that whatever you are walking through right now, that you will get the courage, and that's kind of like it's this muscle that's being exercised right now. So even though this is unknown territory, practice and ask for the courage to walk through it. They're also showing me not to stop and not to get like wobbly knees and not get discouraged with it. You know, that will come and go. But it's important to stand tall, keep your chin up, and keep on going forward and know that you have this beautiful force for the good behind you and in front of you, leading the way. So you're very well protected, and that is beautiful in this. So the next card that comes up is be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So this has to do with the situation. And I'm finding it's of speaking your truth with love. And that's also of standing tall, standing in your power, knowing who you are, and facing the road that's ahead of you. Don't run from it, because what we resist persists, the angels are saying. So it's really vital that you just hold this whole situation in prayer and light, and you have what it takes to go the distance. In this is beautiful. The card Ascended Masters comes up. Powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So the beauty is, and the good news is, you are not doing this alone. You were, it's part of the gift that is bringing you this strength and this courage, and it's just, it doesn't look like what it appeared of how it was going to unfold, but yet this is what it is, and it's now you get to look at it, open it up, and go, okay, this is what I'm going to do to move forward. And there will be nothing but beauty that comes from it. They're kind of showing, I know it sounds funny, but they're showing making lemonade from lemons, and in that they're just showing the beautiful tree that's behind it, and the roots, and the standing, and the strength, that there's more to the picture than meets the eye. So don't give up, and find your tribe, come back for support, and do all that, because we're cheering you on with what you're walking through right now. Okay, so thank you for being here. Okay, so now it's your turn, and that was from over there, Betty Winslow. Okay. Thank you.
And then I got Ashley Aon.
Great.
It says, would love a reading. I'm actually getting the Mother Mary.
Oh, beautiful.
Cards for Ashley.
Beautiful. Aren't you all glad that all the planets are going back in? Only 3 are in Mercury retrograde now, and they're going in redirecting. Oh my goodness, it's been a wonky retrograde.
It's been a good time for that inner reflection.
It has.
It brings it, up in front. So
it's and it's almost done. It's almost done. So woo. We should have these shirts. We survived the Mercury retrograde. All the planets in retrograde.
Oh wow. Okay, Ashley, so we got, the first card here is action. And it says, today I take action Today I take action related to the priorities that I have previously put off. So, speaking of those retrogrades, it's like having, some of the things that have been put off in the past, or, becoming present, have been becoming present. So just taking action and doing like we're talking, that inner reflection, and looking, maybe bringing them back up and taking a look at them, and with another set of eyes. It's like, okay, yeah, I could have maybe done a little better here. Just moving forward and clearing that stuff out, so that the new information and all that can come in, new perceptions of old things. Mm. And by doing that, that's going to usher the way in for more joy. And who doesn't want more joy?
We love joy.
And it says, by enjoying this moment, I am giving thanks to God for my life. And, just being in that high vibration, that joy, and here it is, it's like letting go of some of those things that have weighed us down. It says that we've previously put up, but the things in the past that have weighed us down. It's like, taking the nugget of truth, the experience and the wisdom from it, and moving forward. It's like, that's so yesterday. And that allows you to move into the joy. I'm also getting, there's a lot of like a choir and music and sound, and I'm picking up just, you need to do sound healing. Just saying. I love sound healing. It's amazing. But that's that again, bringing that high vibration, that joy, crystal bowls, and just taking that time to be quiet and be still, and meditating. And by raising and bringing in the more joy, you got some great cards. Brings in more love. And it says, love is the answer to all of my questions. And here again, going back and doing that past reflection, the stuff in the past, washing it over with love, and allowing people and yourself to, I did the best I could with the information that I had at the time. Don't weigh on it. And by doing all that, clearing all that space and clearing all the, the past energies and everything, it allows that joy and that more love. It's, more of your higher power, more of that communication, that communion with your higher power. Love is the answer to all my questions, and really, I mean, that's the goal. That's where we're moving towards. And by doing that, I'm also getting, you're going to be, and the card in here is like it's kind of going to come back in the front, because now that you've cleared all this, and all this joy and all this love, you're going to be sharing that, moving it, taking action to share that and give that experience, strength, and hope, basically, to others, and moving them. And being that safe harbor, I think Bridget mentioned, being that safe harbor for others, to get rest or peace. They'll feel your energy. But take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself.
Very good. Very good.
So thank you, Ashley.
Thank you. So now, let's see. So that was Ashley. And we got some on Instagram also. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Instagram, the LL Moline, we're going to pull from there. Okay. I wonder what time it is in Sweden. You need to let us know. So I feel guided to go for the Archangel Gabriel cards for you, for our Sweden friend. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so what we have here, and that's on Instagram, is inspiration. Yes, your idea is divinely inspired. Take action accordingly to see it into motion. So there's something that has been weighing on you, and it's kind of like, I see this kind of going like this. I'm not sure. And there's two factors here. One of them is the confidence and knowing that you can do it. And you don't need to know everything at once, is what the angels are saying. As you take the step and learn and do it, it will kind of like lock it into place more. And also asking other people for help is very crucial in this, okay? So you don't need to know everything so far. It's not like A, B, C, and D need to be lined up. Your angels are just asking you, okay, so my name is Malene. Okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure with the message before it. Okay, thank you, Malene. So it's going to be something where it's not A, B, C, and D needs to be lined up for you to go further. You have been receiving divine messages to follow the course of this new arena, okay? So here's this second card is let go. Release the desire to control this situation and leave it up to God's infinite wisdom to resolve everything beautifully. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like this conflict, it feels like this tangled web of going, oh, but I'm not sure because then I'll have to do this, then I'll have to do that, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do that. Rest assured, you will be divinely guided and learn along the way. And also there's some key factors here that the people who will help and assist that are a part of this, you will be meeting them. And the truth is in the matter, you already know some of them. Some of them are already at your fingertips. And you will be utilizing fingertips as in keyboard, as in emails, as in doing so. There's this arena and a multitude of wisdom and help that you have in this field. Okay, and then so the next card, Melina, is media. You can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. So whatever you're hanging on to, whatever you're holding on to, let it go. And you have what it takes to go the distance, because your angels and God and your inspiration, that inspiration of being inspired, and also this team, your tribe, has everything of what it takes to go the distance. Okay, so just hold it in meditation. You don't need to know all the answers now. Just the angels are showing, when there's a race, and it's like ready, start, go, and then they release the ribbon. It's just go. And you may not know where it's leading you, but you do not have to know, because if you know the beginning, middle, and end, it is your will. And if you know the beginning, but not the middle and not the end, then you're just completely trusting and saying yes to the universe. And that's what you're being asked to do right now. Okay, so keep us posted. We'd love to know how that unfolds. Bye, Melina. So on Facebook.
This is looks like 8:45. Over in Sweden.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, it's early then.
PM.
Okay, perfect.
At night.
Perfect. Glad. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Sunshine Sherry.
Nice.
Roselli?
Yes.
A message for me.
Okay.
Sunshine, we're going to go with Robert Reeves' cards.
Sunshine and flowers go hand in hand.
Therapy cards. Roberts and Doyens. Whoa.
Oh, those ones are keepers. Whenever they pop out of the deck. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
That was easy.
That was easy, yeah.
You kind of go, okay, when do I stop? It's like if they pop out, then and there.
If a bunch pops out, that means
yeah.
Start over.
52 card pickup. Remember that one?
Okay, Sherry. So the first card we got is Unity, and it's the hibiscus. So you're spiritually connected to everyone through God. Use this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. So with this, even the hibiscus, I'm getting also to check in with, maybe even getting a vacation or getting some time. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be travel. It could be just, a quiet bath or something, and just taking that time for yourself. Also, picking up more of the, getting in touch more with the divine feminine, with the feminine side, and by doing that. And using this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. And it's kind of, if you do that in reverse, it's yourself, your friends, and your family and friends. And but just keeping that unity together. And it's like sometimes by taking care of yourself, and like we're doing the talk about inner reflection, and maybe others around you may not be doing the inner reflection, and they're not, and they're just doing what they need to do. But by doing that, doing that self-care, you get to be like the pillar or the light. It's the one that people kind of lean on. But again, you have to take care of yourself for that, and being that, having that, keeping the unity within the family and friends. And the second one here is trust, and it's the carnation, beautiful carnation. It says you can trust the people around you. They are earth angels sent to give you guidance, the guidance you seek. So here again, trusting in the process, trusting in that, trusting in your higher power. The carnation is just a beautiful flower. So it has duration. It'll last, and it's like that's the relationships and the family and the friends. It's like that. Those are the relationships that you're building and working with is ones that are substantial and solid. You have that foundation and that support because of the unity and taking care of yourself and doing that. And you're around earth angels, meaning that you're around caring people and people that care about you. and it's, you know, trusting in, and more maybe so trusting in your divine guidance, you know, the guidance that you're getting, you know, maybe not second guessing it so much, you know, trusting yourself. And then also the last card here is shield yourself, and it is invoke protection to bring the situation to a speedy end. And so it's also a beautiful pink flower, magenta kind of, and it's getting to bring in using Archangel Jophiel to do, you know, to shield, when you shield yourself using Archangel Jophiel. And there might be just a misunderstanding, and that's all it is just a misunderstanding with somebody, and, you know, the family, and just to shield yourself in the pink light, the pink color, the magenta, and that's Archangel, like I said, Jophiel. And what that does, it's not like Archangel Michael's, the purple shield, and it's like it's like armor, it's like a shield, it's protection. Where the Jophiel is a little more softer, it'll let the love in and out. You know, so there may be some miscommunication. We've gone through these retrogrades, and you know, we all know that there's miscommunication, and it's like, well, that's not what I said, or that's not what I meant. You know, and just to have those clear clarifications.
Clearing the air.
Yeah, you mentioned it in the very beginning, clearing that air. It's like, you know, doing that reflection at night. Was there, you know, just kind of feel funky a little bit about it? Was maybe something was left, you know, undone, and it's like just to clear that air, but to allow the love in and out, to move back and forth between the two. So, you know, and trust your gut.
Beautiful. So we have time. It's 11:54. Yes, thank you, Sherry. So we have time for at least one more. So I'm going to go. There was, let me see, refreshing. It looks like Monique Leaf Frico. Okay, so Monique over here on Facebook. Welcome. And I am guided to use this, let me see. I'm going to use the goddess cards. I love these ones. I love all of them, actually. So, okay, Monique. Okay, what we have here is, we have Irene and it's peace. There is no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. So rest assured with a quiet heart. Know that in gratitude that all is in divine order. There's something that I'm picking up, that there's some concern about a loved one, but know that everything's okay. They're very well protected, and they're going about their business. And to the outside, it may look like, oh, they might need a little help, but the truth is they're doing what they want to do. And it just, there's nothing that can get in the middle of that. So know that just with a peaceful heart, it would be helpful to even have a beautiful light blue candle, light it, and just daily send prayers their way of angels being around them, and just that they have a beautiful day and feel comfortable underneath their own skin, because then that beauty of those prayers and those words are going towards them versus worry. Okay, so there's that difference right there. And then we have Diana with focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make the mark. So whatever it is over here that kind of gets you looking in that direction, it's pulling you away from something pretty significant and important that is far greater and helpful, and you will be helping more people when you take care of yourself with working on this over here. So kind of rein that back in, and anything that is of your heart's desires, anything that you feel will make a difference, follow that by all means, okay? And so there's some nugget that you're hanging on to, but as long as that one hand is over in this direction, it's kind of not getting all the time and attention that it needs over here. So just bring that back in. Then now we have this coming up. It's Dana with the High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. And amazingly so, once you take your hands off of this situation over here, what it really is it's procrastination, not only concern and worry, but it's procrastination of you seeing how magnificent and how powerful moving in this other area is. And know that you're protected in this area. You're not doing it alone by any means. It's this divine wisdom which is going to come from that self-reflection, that prayer, that meditation, those nuggets of truth, and also of sharing them. So your work is needed right now. And the beautiful thing is, right here, those nuggets of truth, speaking it with love, she's got a beautiful blue circular stone, and it's global. It's just popping out, so it's for the world. It is literally global work. And in this card that concerns you, there's actually dolphins playing in the back. So this other thing that's concerning, they're off doing on their adventure, and nothing could get in the way with that. Okay, so you just have a divine team that's behind you, so it just kind of redirect, and reshift, and get in alignment, lock and seal, and go the distance with it. And that's it for that. And I'm looking for Monique. Thank you so much for being here. And I think that is almost it. We're about closing with Instagram. We're in the ending time.
Yes, it looks like.
Okay, so I want to thank you all for being here, and join us next week, same place, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, next Thursday. And also you can find us on our Facebook page, Sober Lightworkers, and also over
on this one, How to Get Your Life Back.
On this one, How to Get Your Life Back.
We're on Instagram. Thank you guys.
Instagram. So thank you, and sending you lots of love from Auburn, California. Keep in touch, and we will close in our usual manner of the light in me honors the light in you, and namaste.
Namaste.
Bye. Thank you. Mwah. Mwah. Oh, I love all those hearts going like this. Love you guys.